Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching an episode of Minecraft Survivalist with yours truly, with love and passion, CyberGavin, the Minecraft Survivalist. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification button if you want to stay tuned to more videos. Thank you, and I hope that this video doesn't waste your time. On today's episode, we're going to start a new world, and I'm not even going to enter a seed. I'm just going to let the world spawn itself. It's in survival mode, of course. And so let's just get this thing going. And here we go. We're going to just create a new world, no seed, see what happens. And let it generate. We're using the PC version, Java version of Minecraft. Alright, here we go. We spawned in a jungle biome. That means it's going to be a little bit harder to survive here, as far as I know. Every time I've spawned in the jungle, it's been pretty difficult. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to forage for food and build a shelter. Those are the two most important things that you're going to always need to be doing when you're in Minecraft survival. So the first thing we do is we punch the nearest tree. Good thing for us, the jungle biome is loaded with trees. Now, it's probably going to be hard to find sheep in the jungle. And so first thing we're going to do is we're going to make us a crafting table. And we are going to get us some sticks. Make sure we have planks, because we're going to need to build all of our basic tools, starting with the axe, the shovel, and of course the wooden pickaxe. I'm not going to make a sword yet because the axe works pretty good as a weapon. So immediately the very first thing I'm doing is I'm going to start getting all the basic materials so we can start foraging for food and build a shelter. Remember, those are always the things that you need to be working on constantly in survival. And so here I am. Got me some jungle planks. And I'm going to make me a chest, because immediately I'm going to need to start storing materials. You can play the game any way you like, but if you're watching this video, it's obvious that you want some pointers on how to survive. It's pretty awesome that we started in jungle mode, the jungle biome, because it's going to make it specifically difficult, I think, to find everything we need. Ultimately, at some point, we're going to need to find some wool, and for that we need sheep, and I'm not so sure sheep are going to spawn in the jungle biome, so we're just going to have to try our best to survive. With all the plentiful trees around, we're going to need as many as we can get. As I'm cutting down trees, I'm going to also be grabbing seeds. Try not to fall into this cave. That's one pointer I can give, is try not to fall into holes. Always be aware of your surroundings, because monsters can be around the corner. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start digging down, because I want some of this stone. The very first thing you should do when you're foraging for food and trying to build a shelter is you're going to need to upgrade your tools. That's basically the best thing you can do, is just start digging down from wherever you're at. Get down to the stone layer, start breaking the stone. I notice a lot of newbie players, they make mistakes where they decide to go exploring around them first. That might be something that you like to do, but I would suggest always work on upgrading your tools and grabbing as many resources as you can around you. So the very first thing I'm going to do here is build a furnace, because we're going to need that furnace to make charcoal. Now, the proper way to make charcoal is to put the logs on top and wood material on the bottom in the furnace in order to make charcoal. So while that's going, I'm going to store material that I don't need, and we're going to focus a little bit later on organizing your goods in your inventory and your hotbar. Your hotbar is that set of boxes on the bottom where you actually can access your tools. So here you can see I've upgraded my tools to stone. This will allow me to mine more cobblestone faster. We're going to need as much cobblestone as we can get in order to build a pretty strong house. As you can see, here I am having a go. Hi. So again, the mistake I see most players make is that they don't even want to start digging down. They don't want to mine. The game's called Minecraft, folks. You might want to start mining as soon as possible. So with the charcoal that I got and the sticks, I'm going to make torches. Another tip I can give you is to always keep sticks, wooden planks, logs, and torches on you, because when you get down in the ground it gets really dark and you need all these torches in order to light up the area and keep mobs from spawning. Again, these tips all go along with the first two goals of the game: to forage for food and build a shelter. So I know in the future I'm going to need these seeds because I'm going to grow some wheat. But I'm going to do that after I first clear out the area. One thing you're going to notice as I'm chopping these trees down is I'm not running around. I'm just sticking to the general area. If you start running around, you're going to need to eat sooner than later. And what I'm about to show you in the next hour of gameplay is that I'm going to need very little food right off the bat, because I'm not running anywhere. I'm not running from mobs. I'm just focusing on foraging and building a shelter. Before I can build a shelter, though, I'm going to need as much wood and cobblestone as I can get. I'm going to quickly run around nearby and break up some of this grass in order to get the seeds. So that when we make wheat, we're going to need the wheat in order to attract cows and grow the wheat for bread. And it's going to be a while, I think, before I can actually start making or growing the wheat. And the reason why is I'm going to need at some point to get some iron, and I don't know if I'm going to be as lucky finding that iron. Iron is not always easy to get, but I tell you what, the sooner you start digging down into the earth, the more better the chance that you're going to find iron. So I'm just kind of running around here, knocking down trees. I'm trying to kind of clear the general area so that way I can build a pretty nice size house. A lot of people will build themselves a small house. I'm going to build me kind of a medium size house, and I'm going to try to build the house around the my little settlement that I have here. And here's another thing: I'm not moving very far from where I spawned, because in case I get killed by a mob or I fall into the earth and die, I will respawn right here by where I've started my camp. This is again a survival tactic. Now this big tree right here, I'm going to climb all the way up this tree using the vines, and I'm going to kind of just hang out here holding on to the vines while I chop me up some logs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill this tree. I'm going to break it down from the top to bottom because it's a really big tree and I want all these logs. So you'll see I climbed up the tree, and now I'm starting to chop the tree down from the top down. Again, I'd like to take this moment to remind you guys that if you like this video, subscribe to me and hit the notification button so you never miss another video. Also, if you want to contribute to more videos, please become one of my Patreon members for just $5 a month. That would be great. All of the money made from these videos go to my 4 children and my wife. So anyways, as you can see, I am chopping away at this beautifully large jungle tree, and it looks like it's starting to get dark outside. This is the first day of the game. I've spent a lot of time just foraging for wood. Don't really have any food yet. So what I'm going to do is, after I chop down these trees, I'm going to get underground and start digging down more. I think there's a parrot over there. So as you can see, I'm going to keep the charcoal going. I'm going to need all the charcoal I can get for torches. This is one of the things I've seen new players do, is they just do not realize that in Minecraft you need as many torches as you can get, because you are going to be placing thousands and thousands of torches. There's also a method to the madness for placing your torches, and I'll show you that in a bit. One of the things I'm going to keep in the back of the mind, in order to grow some wheat, I'm going to need an iron bucket that I can load with water. Water buckets are very important. Always keep a bucket of water on you, because you can use them to form a barrier between you and mobs. Here I'm just making a little cobblestone pillar to kind of create some light in the general area, and also to mark out my encampment. So I'm going to go into the ground here and continue to mine. I'll fast forward this video in order to get to the cool parts. That way I'm not wasting your time. I notice when people make Minecraft survival videos, they seem to be too cheeky for my liking. There's lots of funny stuff going on, and I think that's a waste of time. I'm just gonna focus on showing you guys how to survive. Now, as you notice, as I'm digging down into the earth, every so often, as it starts to get dark, what I'll do is I'll knock out a block to my right and I'll put a torch in it. The reason for this is just in case, let's just say some water decided to flow down into this tunnel that I'm digging down into the earth. If that happens to you and you're just placing your torches on the wall next to you, that water is going to knock the torches off the wall. So that's why I always dig one block into the wall and I place a torch in the wall. Another tip I'm going to give you so you don't get lost, because I'm able to dig very deep into the ground and then explore very massive and intricate caves, and how I can always get out and get back to the surface where I come from is I keep a little rule. The rule is this: always place torches on your right, because when you want to go into the cave, you just make sure the torches are on the right. If you want to leave the cave, you make sure the torches are on your left. As you can see here, I've already broke my stone axe, and I built me a crafting table in order to craft more pickaxes. A lot of people will say, hey, keep the crafting table with you because it can get expensive. I disagree. As long as you keep a bunch of wood on you, you'll be fine. Just make crafting tables wherever you need them. Here we've encountered some gravel. This is great because the gravel is dropping pieces of flint, and later we're going to use that flint in order to make a flint and steel. The flint and steel is a good tool because you can set blocks on fire with it. and that can be handy in case you get attacked by mobs. But always remember that whenever you set a fire, you can potentially set yourself on fire, and that's why you should always keep a water bucket on you. So this has been great so far. Haven't really discovered much of anything. One of the things that we're going to do is if at some point we're going to need to find iron. And I guess as I'm digging down into this tunnel, eventually I will find some, hopefully. So far, right there, I see some coal. This is great. We need the coal. I still have a good amount of charcoal. And as you see, as I go along, I organize my inventory in order to make sure I have everything I need in my hotbar. And I always keep a couple spaces open. And I always try to keep my cobblestone ready because you never know when you might fall into a pit or need to build a bridge. And it looks like I've already found some iron, so this is awesome. We are going to just leave the iron there, and I'll come back and collect it in a little bit because I don't want to get off my priorities. My priorities are to forage for food and build a shelter. I'm collecting all this coal because we need the coal. Once again, I'm just going to leave the iron there. I'm not going to forget about it. It's along the path. Whenever I find iron ore in the earth, I pretty much am memorizing where it is. And I try to secure the area, light up the area as I'm digging down. So far this tutorial is going out great. I thought it was going to be really hard because we're in the jungle and it's not always easy to find food in the jungle, but I'm hopeful that we will maybe find some animals that spawn in the jungle. But while I'm down in the earth, I am going to hope that daylight comes so that way next time I go up it'll be daylight. I don't have a bed, and I don't really think I'm going to find a wool to make a bed. And of course, here we go. I found some more iron. So, as you can see, I'm sticking to my priorities. And I think the fourth priority I have in my list is to, or the third or fourth is going to be to find some iron. And so this is awesome. I'm finding iron. And hopefully I'll continue to find more. At this point, I'm going to make me a stone sword because I might encounter some mobs while I'm down here. As you can see, I'm constantly making sure that I have everything I need ready to use. Making sure I have plenty of torches. You're going to need as many torches as you can get. Don't worry. As long as you continually dig down, you should be able to find all the coal and the iron that you need. As you can see, I'm really lucky just digging diagonally down. The mistake I see new players making is that they like to explore. They like to go off on tangents. And here I'm just going to stick to my trusty dig down at an angle. Now, I've seen people say it's okay to dig straight down because you can kind of put 2 blocks between you. Not me. I'm not about that because the whole reason why you want to dig at an angle is so you can build a staircase to quickly run back up to the surface. But in this video, we're not going to do that. We're just going to make sure we dig diagonally because I'm hopeful that we are going to find some interesting stuff down here. Now, it's been a while since I've played Minecraft, and there's been lots of things that they've added to the game. There's biomes and stuff underground that I've never encountered before. So this is exciting for me and hopefully for you, that will maybe encounter some stuff that I've never encountered before. And being a Minecraft survivalist, I'm able to deal with unexpected surprises. Again, as we're digging down into the earth, we're keeping our ears open for sounds. Sometimes you'll hear mobs nearby. That means that there's a cave that you can access. Caves will give you the ability to quickly access more resources you might need, like, ooh, look, here we go. We got some more iron. Again, I'm going to dig around the iron a little bit so I can see how much is here. I'm not going to collect any yet. Digging into a granite layer, some diorite. My recipe book is being updated as I go down. All of these building materials we can use at some point, but what I really just care about right now is getting as much cobblestone as I can. Here we go, we got some lapis lazuli. Don't really need the lapis lazuli, but what I do need is a crafting table. And you can use the crafting table from any angle as long as you can see it. So putting it in the wall is not going to hurt you. Don't get frustrated. It's only a game. Again, it is in survival mode, so you want to be careful. Oh wow, I have just hit the jackpot, I think. I've never before found clay underground like this, so it looks like I might have just discovered a huge clay deposit. Now, usually clay is found near water, so I'm going to pay attention and look for dripping water. Because if I see water drops, that means there's a underground water pond, and I need water to fill my metal bucket that I'm going to build once I mine some of that iron. So we're paying attention, we're going to look for water drips. Yep, I think I just saw some, yep. So that indicates that there is water source above us. This is very exciting, this is kind of what we want. I'm doing very well. I haven't encountered any mobs yet. So we're just going to collect as much of this clay as possible. I'm going to use the clay to make bricks, and then I'm going to stack the bricks into brick blocks, and I'm going to use that to help build my house up on the surface once we get this done. I think, once again, most players probably find this pretty boring, not exciting, but that's just the way survival mode goes. Sometimes you gotta work for the stuff that you can build. It's all a bunch of work in the cyber world. I'm getting tons of clay balls. I'm gonna need as many as I can get in order to build a good amount of brick blocks. Again, nothing complicated, I just continue to dig at a diagonal angle down. As soon as I'm ready to, I'm going to eventually mine that iron, and I'm going to make a furnace down here, and I'm going to make me a metal bucket that I can collect that water. I'm going to need the water in order to make a successful wheat farm on the surface. So we're just going to keep going along until I get bored or otherwise. And it looks like I found some deep slate. I'm assuming I'm pretty far down in the earth at this point, because once you start to hit the deep slate, you are pretty deep. Deep slate is hard to break with a cobblestone tool, so I might turn around and go back now and just stay in this general area. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig up at an angle around that dripping water, and I'm going to try to find an access point where I can get the water. Now be ready to drop a cobblestone block if the water starts to flow down onto you. That way you can plug any holes. Like here's a hole, the water is flowing, it's going to drown me. As long as I fill it with a block real quick. Fill it with a block. See, we're digging around this body of water to find a easy access point. More water. So here's some air. And it looks like I've hit the jackpot. Yep. Okay, this is a biome I've never been in before, believe it or not. I think I'm gonna investigate the area again. Try not to fall into deep holes. Looks like I've got all the water I can possibly need. I'm starting to have way too many resources, so I think I'm ready to build me an underground little home here where I can start to use some of this material. And collecting some of this stuff. Yep, it's about time. I'm gonna make me a little spot here. Close it off with cobblestone. That way I'm protected from any mobs that might spawn around the corner and try to seek me out and kill me. Again, our priorities are to forage for food and build a shelter. So I'm building me a little underground shelter to protect me while I smelt some things. I'm going to smelt me some iron once I get established here. As you can see, I'm going to build me 4 furnaces because I have a feeling I'm going to be needing to use them. Light the area pretty good. One thing I like to do is I like to use doors, and here we go. I'm going to build me a large chest because I have lots of stuff I need to offload. I'm offloading all the unnecessary things that I need right now. I'm going to make me a little doorway here. I like to have me a pressure plate to automatically close doors behind me in case I'm on the other side and a mob chases me. I don't have to close the door myself. I'll let the pressure plate do it. Decisions. What to do first? Well, I'm gonna clear out all this stuff I don't really need. I always keep cobblestone with me. Alright, so we're gonna go back. I want to get that iron because we're gonna need it to upgrade our tools. I'm gonna block this off because I don't want any mobs to come back up and kill me from behind. At this point, you should tell I am pretty well versed on protecting myself and establishing a deep underground shelter for the purpose of smelting material down, like any of these vital resources I found, like iron or any, like I could melt down this cobblestone and make it into stone to get some experience points, but I'm just gonna focus on getting the iron now. This is coming along pretty good. I'm surprised. Hopefully when we get back out on the surface, there will be some food nearby. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait to grow wheat and eat bread. That's not always the funnest. Alright, so I'm ready to smelt this iron down. I'm going to try to use coal. And while that's doing that, I'm going to kind of organize my stuff, maybe clear out this area a little bit more. Definitely have access to all the clay I should need. Organize my stuff, make sure everything's stacked. Alright, with 3 iron ingots, I can make a bucket. I got me a bucket. And I'm going to grab me some of this water. And that's what I need to start making wheat at the surface. Now, on the surface, there's probably a lake nearby or a pond, but it's kind of too dangerous to go searching for it. So I'm just going to make sure that I remember that there's water down here that I can easily access. I don't have to go looking for water on the surface. We're gonna make sure this iron ore gets smelted into ingots. I'm gonna make sure I get all of the ingots before I go back up on the surface. And I'm gonna come back into this cave and kind of investigate it a little more. Another mistake I see people doing is they don't protect themselves enough. Like right here, I'm making sure I don't fall into that hole accidentally. And I'm going to go around. Ooh, look, there's more iron. I'm going to go around and I'm going to light this up a little bit just so mobs can't spawn around the corner and then come find me and kill me. I'm doing quite well that there's no monsters spawning. Oh, more iron. I'm ignoring the copper. I don't really need the copper for anything. And again, I'm continuing to follow the rule. I put torches on the right side of the wall to show that I'm going into the underground. I'll avoid putting torches on the left side so that way I don't get confused. I'll place the torch on the ground instead. Like that. Definitely want to make sure that no monsters spawn over here. I'm not sure if monsters can spawn on the water. Again, I don't profess to know everything about Minecraft. I'm just been playing it for long enough to sort of know what's up. Placing torches on the right side of the cave, so that way I'm orientated to know how to get out of this. Again, oh look, some iron. Doing really well with the iron. Again, when you create your own world, you might not be this lucky. As you can see, I do kind of go, oh look, I've discovered a deep cave. Very nice. We'll have to come back in a later episode. Meantime, I'm just getting some iron and gonna continue about my way. Again, I always kind of go around the corner, make sure I place enough torches to keep mobs from spawning in my general area. Very beautiful down here in this cave. Nice. So we're gonna head back to my shelter. Foraging for stuff a little bit along the way. More iron up there. Alright, so let's see what we got going on. Ooh, I got tons of iron. Organizing my stuff. Ah, more iron. I've been so lucky finding iron, it's incredible. Again, I hope when you guys play that you're this lucky, but you might not always be, and that's what survival mode is about. It's about adapting to your surroundings, protecting yourself. Again, I'm always keeping in mind I need to get food at some point. I'm not starving right now because I haven't been running around. I've been focused on just my general area and getting all the resources I need. So in this video, what you're witnessing is the very first hour of gameplay in survival mode. So far so good. I think I might, make me a flint and steel. And as soon as this iron is done smelting, I'm going to grab everything that I can that I think I need on the surface and head back up and start working on building my shelter on the surface. Just kind of digging to kill time while that stuff is smelting. More clay. Like I need more clay. I actually really do, because I like to use bricks as part of my house. Makes it look like a real house. So we have been foraging for food. I haven't really found much food yet, but I'm hopeful that I'll get back up on the surface and start my wheat farm. We are building a shelter. We're organizing our goods, and we've searched for iron. So those are our 4 priorities. Number 1, forage for food. Number 2, build a shelter. Number 3, organize your goods. If you don't organize your goods, you won't know what you have, and you won't be able to be ready for anything. And number 4, we searched for iron. I think in this video, that's the 4 priorities we're going to be able to cover in the first hour of gameplay. Found me some more iron. Going to collect it as we go up to the surface. Alright, I got tons of stuff. So I'm going to take everything that I can, and I'm going to leave something behind. Like, I don't need that tree. So I'm just going to ditch that tree. Alright, we're back up at the surface. It's daytime. This is working out great. I have so much stuff, I'm going to need to expand my chest. I don't think I'm going to have enough room to store all this stuff in this one chest. And another tip I can give you is, as you're doing all this stuff, always check your surroundings, because you never know when a mob may have spawned at night. Might be right around the corner, might be creeping up on you. I'm going to build me more furnaces, because I've got a lot of stuff that I need to work on simultaneously. I'm going to make me some shears, because shears are great for getting things like leaf blocks and vines. We're going to use these vines, I think, at some point, maybe to use like ladders. But I tend to prefer to use ladders. And to make ladders, you're going to need a lot of sticks. And like I said, always keep sticks, wood planks, and wood logs on you. It's just some of the best advice that I could give. I see a pig, so I'm going to go right over and kill the pig. Looks like there's a couple. We need the pork. I'm sure that there'll be more pigs in the area, but we need to focus on our number 1 priority, and that's foraging for food. So I got me my wheat seeds, I got me my water bucket. I am now pretty much ready to make me a wooden hoe, and I'm going to pick me a spot to grow some food here, but we're going to start smelting these clay balls into bricks. And we're going to get to our second priority, which is to build a shelter. Again, we're in the jungle. I don't think we're going to find sheep anytime soon, so making a bed is kind of out of the question. This is again why I kind of stick to the place that I spawned at, because in case I do die, I can be right here. As you can see, I'm filling in these holes. I don't want to fall in the hole, and I don't want any mobs to come up out of that dark hole and get me while I'm building my house. I built me a hoe, and I'm ready to start my wheat farm. So to build a wheat farm, all you need is really 1 block of water. Bam. And I'm going to use my hoe to till the land. And start planting seeds. Again, here we are working on our very first priority, which is to forage for food. Hopefully I'll see some more pigs. Oh, I see a pig. Now I keep up, and watermelon. That's cool. Eventually we'll be able to plant some watermelon here, but I think I'm going to save that for another video. I always kind of stay close to where I spawn because, again, I don't want to lose track and get lost in this big jungle. Sometimes I'll place torches on trees in order to help illuminate the area and keep mobs from spawning, and in case I do wander off, I can find my way back to my shelter. It's always good to smelt stuff because it builds up your experience points. You need those experience points later when you eventually make yourself an enchantment table. Enchanting your armor and weapons and tools is kind of important to the game in order to give yourself an edge. As you can see, I didn't place this chest correctly. In order to expand the chest into a large chest, so far so good. Good thing it's still daytime. I think I have enough time to start building my house. Again, we're focusing on foraging for food, building a shelter, and organizing our goods. I've already found the iron that I need for now. Another mistake I see players make sometimes is they use all their iron up to build armor. You should always keep some iron ingots on you to make sure you have an iron pickaxe. The most important tool is the iron pickaxe, because you're not really going to find diamonds too quickly, and you're going to really hate yourself if you don't have a strong enough tool in order to mine for the stuff you need. Because when you have iron tools, everything is just a little bit faster. Okay, I'm going to start trying to figure out the shape of my home. I think I'm going to remove that pillar at some point. So we're going to build a general shape of the home. It's a decent sized shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to work. I think I might want to move this chest. Yep. I think I'm going to move that big chest. Yeah. But we'll just work on getting the 4 corners of the shelter. This has been a great start. I gotta tell you, when it started in the jungle biome, I was a little worried. Build me a front door. I don't care if my floor is a bunch of grass at this point. I'm just going to focus on getting the walls built. Again, I like to use a pressure plate so that way the door will automatically close behind me in case I'm being chased by mobs. All these tips I'm giving you is to help you survive. Not everybody can fight mobs like I can fight mobs in survival mode. So the best thing you can do is learn how to defend yourself. So as you can see, I'm going to move that wall because I want my chest to be on the inside of my house. I'm going to get rid of this tree now. I was going to keep the tree, but I need all the logs I can get. Remember, you can always place a brick or a block beneath you if you jump and right click or place block, whatever version of the game that you have. Okay, I'm expanding this wall. Yep. Nobody's perfect. I'm gonna make sure that this is actual, like a rectangle. I don't like the way that that chest is facing, so I'm going to change the direction of the chest here. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to break this chest. It's going to dump all the stuff in the chest, and then I'm going to just quickly place everything in the other chest that I made. I don't need these wood tools, so I just put them in the chest. It's starting to get dark. We're going to very quickly expand this chest. And then I'm going to add my walls to where if a mob comes, they can't really get to me too fast. Once I kind of flesh out the shape of my house, I'm going to add a roof, maybe add another doorway, because you always want to have another doorway into your home. This is working out nicely. I don't care if my house is kind of ugly. It's my first house. I need a shelter. I'm going to make sure it's properly illuminated on the inside and the outside. That way mobs can't spawn right next to me. If I did have a bed, they would prevent me from sleeping. But in this episode, I don't think I'm going to be able to build a bed. I'm just going to keep smelting bricks, make me some brick blocks, and build me a nice roof to this home. Again, I hope you've liked this video. Please subscribe and click notifications. And if you want to keep this type of content going, please donate to my Patreon. I want to take this moment to give a shout out to Tanner, Wade Cook, and Nayna for inspiring me to make these videos. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the idea to make this video, so thank you very much. As you can see, I'm making me some more charcoal. Again, like I said, always keep sticks, wooden planks, and logs because you need the logs to make charcoal. That's in case you just absolutely cannot find coal. As you can see, I'm continually organizing my things so I know what I have. I'm going to make me some ladders. Ladders are a really good way to get to the top of your building, and so you can focus on building the roof. I don't see any mobs spawning around me yet. I assume at some point I will be attacked by mobs, and then I'll kind of show you how I deal with them when you're building your house. If I hear a zombie or some other mob, I will try to address them the best way I know how. Okay, I think I'm going to need another entrance to my house. Let's say I was outside and I'm running towards my house and I can't remember what side the door is on. Just always give yourself a back door. Very quickly I place the door and run back in because I don't want to get killed by mobs. It's probably better to use charcoal and coal to smelt than using actual logs. It's more economical. Here we go. I'm going to illuminate the outside of my shelter the best way I know how. That's by leaning up against the edge. If you're playing on PC, it's the shift key that you hold down in order to accomplish this. Building more brick blocks. We're gonna make ourselves a decent looking roof. Not nothing complicated, just decent. I might use cobblestone stairs to kind of make it look nice a little bit. What I'll do is I'll place little cornerstone blocks in order to build a roof on top of it. I think I see a zombie over there. Usually when you see zombies, they see you, they'll come over and harass you. What I'm going to do is when zombies come here, I'm going to just get them to come in my front door and because they kind of get snagged on the front door and it gives you a little time to hit them with your sword. So again, I'm going to place more corner blocks. I'm going to illuminate the roof because sometimes monsters can spawn on your roof or fall onto your roof from places up above that they spawn at. So this is a decent roof. It's not too elaborate. We're just, we're focusing on foraging for food and building our shelter. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be functional. I think this is going to work. Yep. We're just going to keep it all cobblestone. Simple enough. There you go. I've got a roof. And there's my zombie. So I'm going to kind of get this zombie to follow me in through my front door. There's two zombies. Alright, so I get him to follow me through my front door. I open the door for him, let him in. Open the door again. Let him come in. There might be more zombies outside, but only one can get in at a time, pretty much. Looking around. Nope, okay. Well, there you go, folks. This is pretty much my first survivalist video. I've never made one before. I hope you like it. Remember, always remember those steps. Forage for food, build a shelter, organize your goods, and find some iron. I'm CyberGavin, and thanks for watching my video. I'm going to make me an iron helmet and a chest plate, but I'm going to save the rest of my iron. I don't want to build leggings or shoes yet. I'm just going to save the rest of my iron, and I'm going to make sure I start upgrading my tools now before I stop this video. Get me a nice iron pickaxe, nice axe, and a nice iron shovel, and I have plenty of iron left to continue the game. Heck, I'll just make me an iron sword while I'm at it. Once again, thanks for watching this video. You've been watching CyberGavin, the Minecraft Survivalist, and hopefully you guys have a great time playing Minecraft Survival. Don't be scared. Before I leave, I'm going to make me some windows. You kind of want to make sure that you see what's going on outside around your house in case there might be monsters out there. I think the sun is coming up now. Okay, that was the first few game days. 1 entire hour of gameplay. Thanks for watching. Have a great day or night. And praise Jesus.